Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Sitting here in the backyard of my house here in Masaya, Nicaragua. And today's video is going to be about an important thing that I think a lot of expats or anybody who's looking to move to Nicaragua exclusively, I don't know about any other country. But there's some things that I think you guys need to know. So basically what the video is going to be today is about residency, citizenship, and then the basic 90-day visa that everybody has. So now I'm going to be looking at my phone quite a bit because I have all my notes on here. I didn't have a whiteboard big enough to go over all three things, but you also can hear people in the background who'll be doing all kinds of things. I got birds all around me and everything nesting. So without further ado, let's get started on this. So the first thing is, when you come to Nicaragua, you get a 90-day visa. You have 90 days to do whatever you want in Nicaragua, as long as you don't get in trouble with the police or whatever. You have 90 days to do what you need to do, visit, travel, whatever. After the 90 days, you need to leave, and then you can come back into the country and you got another 90 days. For some people, that's what they like to do. Because I'm in Masaya, I'm kind of like in central Nicaragua. So for me to leave the country, I got to go 4 hours north, which is obviously quite a drive. And then probably 3 hours south, which is like down by San Juan del Sur. And if you're going north, it's like, oh my God, I can't think of the name of the towns up there. Basically, it's a 4-hour drive, and then 3 or 4 hours down to San Juan del Sur, and that area going that way. Now it is doable. You can make a day out of it. I would recommend, if you go that route, you plan to at least stay in a hotel or something the night, because that's a long drive and it gets tiring. Now, the other one, like I was saying, this is not legal advice, okay? I want that very clear. This is my information I looked up. I did it on my own. If you have a different, take on this, please let me know. If you have more information, please share. Myself would like to know. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that would like to know as well. So, just so you know, currently right now, I'm sorry, the big old ant running down on my foot. Currently right now, I'm in the process of one of these things. I am going to be leaving here next 2 weeks, go back to the States. I got business and stuff to deal with our house, so there's my 90 days. I'll come back, I'll have another 90 days. But when I get back, I am going to be looking into one of these two. So, okay. So we'll talk about the first one is Nicaragua, and that's citizenship, okay? Let's start with, like I said, citizenship. Citizenship means a Nicaraguan passport, full legal rights, voting, everything you can do is like, if I'm from the United States, so everything I can do in the United States, I will be able to do here in Nicaragua. So there's that. Now here comes the big thing, the eligibility, okay? One thing I want to say to this is citizenship is not automatic. If anybody tells you that it is, they're blowing smoke up your ass. It is not. It is not guaranteed. Okay, here are a couple of the requirements that you have to have. Okay, many years legally residence means you've lived in Nicaragua for a number of years. Either you're doing the 90-day visa, you take off, you come back, you take off, you come back. You have to show that you've been here for a while, okay? Secondly, continuous time. That's what I'm saying. You're here 90 days, you leave. You're here 90 days, you leave. This is one that got me, and I'm nowhere near it, is Spanish fluency. You have to speak Spanish fluently. If anybody tells you otherwise, they're full of shit. You have to speak it. Strong proof of integration, which means you're now absorbing into the community. You know, you contribute, you do things, you buy things, things like that. Everybody does that. And here's another thing, clean legal record. I'll get into that more, but that is definitely something you have to have. And then, even if you have all those things are flawlessly, it's still not guaranteed. It's still not guaranteed. Here's another thing, this is important, you need to know. Marriage to a Nicaraguan citizen does not guarantee citizenship. It does not. Having a lawyer does not guarantee, because I have had, my wife and I and my mother-in-law have had a lawyer involved for me, probably going on now a year. But I was, you know, my process, and I'll get to what I was trying to do when I had the lawyer, was citizenship. So that doesn't guarantee anything, because we paid for a lawyer here, and so far nothing has transpired. Let's see. Then again, like I said, meeting your requirements does not guarantee citizenship. What does guarantee your citizenship is the government. They're the only one. Okay, so here is, you know, some of this information, some of the things you will need. If there's more, please let me know. If this is what I found. Citizenship requires a long history of residence card, meaning you've been showing you back and forth. A birth certificate that has been apostilled, which means it's been translated by the government to meet the requirements of here in Nicaragua. FBI background, you're going to have that. Spanish translation, which means you have to have everything you get in your native country, like me, English, or has got to be translated into Spanish. Otherwise, they won't even look at it. It just really depends. Again, there could be other documents, but immigration is going to tell you what you need, and then be prepared to make multiple trips to immigration. Okay, so let me go into my next page. So this is kind of, again, this is what I found. You need to do your own homework. What it costs just to apply for citizenship. Okay, so your FBI, you're gonna be fingerprinted, $20 to $50. Apostille, $20 to $40 per document. There's the key, it's per every page you have to have an apostille, and it's got to be translated. Spanish translation from the English to the Spanish, $10 to $25 per document. Okay. Government fees. This is where you can even have more fun. In average, anywhere between $3,000 to over $1,000. Attorney's fees, again, back and forth. The attorney in U.S. For me, U.S. Attorney here, anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. Okay. Realistically, citizenship that you're going to get citizenship here in Nicaragua, and again, not guaranteed, $3,000 to $7,000 I estimate. And again, it's not guaranteed, people, not guaranteed. So, I was trying to go citizenship, and obviously, it's just really not. It's just not feasible anymore. It's not. So what I am trying to do now, oh yeah, that's another thing too, back up. Time frame for citizenship can take years, okay? And the application can be denied, and they won't tell you why, they just deny it. So you gotta start all over again. This is why, as an expat, I would avoid citizenship altogether. It's just not good, not worth it. Not gonna be where you need to go. I mean, if you don't mind traveling, some people really do, you know, and you live close. I mean, 90 days. I'm gonna be here almost 90 days, and I'm heading back. But you can jump across the border in one day. It's a day run. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't take 2 or 3 days. It can be done in one day. It really depends, though. if you get there and there's a big bus. I mean, you could spend 4 or 5 hours from what I've been told going through the line. Now, if you're one person, not a big deal. You're a family, big deal. Because once you're in the line, you can't come out. Your kid's screaming, your kid's taking a crap, whatever, you're stuck until you go through the process. Some cases though, I have heard, this is again not, I haven't done it, so I don't know, but I've heard through other expats, sometimes when you have a screaming kid, the people will put you to the front. Maybe that's a key, make your kid cry. I don't know. I don't have kids so I wouldn't be able to know. So, what I'm trying to do here is now get residency. Residency. This will take away the 90 days. And I only have to leave the country once a year. That's it, once a year. So, again, let me just make sure. This is where they get you on the residency. And I'm kind of on the fence. Retirement income. Since I'm 58, I don't have the retirement, and if you get retirement, you have to have documentation, again, translated in Spanish, that shows you are retired. Like if I retire from, I get my Social Security, I have to have that form and translate that. I got sun starting to come in my eyes now. I have to take that form. Hang on, people. Slight movement. Thought I could get done before the sun came through the trees, but it didn't work. So you have to show retirement income. Now, here's another thing. Because I do have other endeavors and businesses online, when I did go to immigration, I said, oh, hey, I have this income. I make money, X amount of dollars from online. Nope, doesn't work. The government here wants to show you have valid payment. Like, you get every month, you get your Social Security check. Every month, you get a paycheck from XYZ company. Having a online business, they don't support that. They don't. So for me, that's going to be an issue because I really don't want to go back to work. Doing what I was done for almost, 30 plus years. I don't feel like doing it anymore. I really don't. That's why I decided to come here. I thought I could just live off my, I can live off it, don't get me wrong. But, to get residency, I'm going to have to figure that out because that's going to be an issue. Also, you need to show that you have family here. Obviously, I do. My mother-in-law, I'm at her house, so I have no problem there. And again, just because you're married to a Nicaraguan does not guarantee you anything. I want that to be stressed enough. I can't say that enough. So, requirements for become a residency are pretty close to the citizenship too. You need the FBI, birth certificate, marriage certificate if you are married to an individual, passports, copies, all apostilled and translated in Spanish. Again, fees for this, we already know that FBI is $20 to $50. Apostille, again, $20 to $50 per document. Spanish is $10 to $25. Immigration fees, this is where it gets a lot better. Anywhere from $200 to $400, and that's dollars, not cordovas, that's US dollars. Residency insurance issuance, $100 to $200, which means they get what you get. A cellula is what it's called here. Cellula basically says, hey, I'm a resident here, I have a home, I have an income. Because if you go to like, say here, we wanted to go to the cable company, which is Clado, and you want to get cable put in your house. Okay, you can't just like back home in the United States, pick up the phone, call AT&T, say, hey, I want a new internet, and come put it out. No. You got to go to cellular, to Clado, take your cellular, hand it to them, they scan it, and then you can get it done. I mean, why that is, I don't know, but I mean, I'm just trying to get cable, but basically that's what it is. Also, when you become residency, like I can have lights turned on in my name, I can have the water in my name, I can go buy a car, I can basically do all the things as a normal person would do that was basically born and raised here. But I'm not, obviously, because I'm an expat. But I have that cellular and the residency card, which is the cellular that says, hey, I'm good to go. So, oh wow, there's a bird right next to me, scared the crap out of me. Attorney's fees, again, I'm estimating, this is all estimations, $1,000 to $2,500. To get residency, you're anywhere looking from $1,500 to $3,500 to become a resident. Is that worth it to some people? I don't know. I mean, you guys have to, figure it out. Would it, my estimation to do a border crossing or do the border run as they call it, I would estimate maybe $200 or $300, maybe, if that. I mean, we have a good car. It would be basically food and hotel and my fees to cross out and go back in. So, is it worth it? I mean, if you want to travel, yes, but you're only every 90 days going to 1 or 2 locations. So, you're not like, traveling over here to do it. You're not traveling over there to do it. You're going up, you're going down. Basically, that's it. How long does it take? That's another thing. It's not fast, from what I've been told. It does take time. It doesn't take years, that I've been told. It takes months, which is a lot better. There are delays. Obviously, there's always going to be delays. And then again, multiple trips to immigration. Now, I don't know if I can go to the immigration office here in Messiah, or I have to go to the immigration in Managua. That's something I don't know yet. That'll have to be determined. We go to Managua once every 2 weeks, once every 2 weeks to go to like Price Mart for my mother-in-law. Hang on. Nice truck going by the house. Let me see. So, what I've been told again is when you apply for residency, if you have all the documentation, which I do, I should be able to get residency, which means again I'm only good for a year, and that's it. Let me just see. So a side-by-side comparison on both. Let me see. Residency is definitely achievable. It's common, lower cost, and it's predictable. Citizenship, very rare, expensive, long time, meaning years, and it's not guaranteed. So if you're considering coming here, I would look into residency, obviously 100%. It's just the easiest and simplest way to go. Unless you want to do the 90 days and you like to travel, hey, then that's your gig. I've been told that after you've had residency for a number of years, you can get citizenship, but why? I don't know. Let me see. So, let me just make sure I got all my notes. So, yep, that's about it. So, I hope by me telling you or showing you, giving this information, it helps clear things up. For me, it really did, because I thought it would be easy. I really just thought it would be easy. U.S. citizen coming in, bang, hey, here you go. Not the case. Not the case at all. Nicaragua and its people are very different. I love it here. The people are great. I've had no issues with anybody. I mean, come on, you have issues with some people, but overall, this country is a great country. People are great. The government, takes care of its people. A lot of people think they don't, but from what sorry, I got dust in my eye, some blue hit me in the eye. What I've seen, they take care of the people. I mean, you got medical, you got it's given to you. The only thing you don't get here again is dentist. And my wife, knows a dentist, so it's not going to be very expensive. I just don't like the dentist. So, in conclusion, you don't want to do citizenship. You just don't. It's just not going to work. It's too and it's just time consuming, costs too much, and it's not guaranteed. You're better off going to get residency, which from what I've been told, if you have all those documents, and when I go back to the United States, I'm going to get the FBI report, I'm going to get the fingerprints, so when I come back, I can apply and get it going. That's the only thing that's going to be a real issue for me is show the proof of income. I mean, my wife and I talked about it. Do I go ahead and claim my Social Security now to get the residency and not have any problems? It's a thought. Again, right now the conversion rate here in Nicaragua is 36.45, I think. It just went down from 36.50. So for every US dollar, it's basically $36 over here. So even if I get a couple $100 a month to get the residency, to me it's well worth it. So that's something my wife and I are going to discuss. We haven't decided about it yet. She obviously is a Nicaraguan citizen, so she has nothing to worry about. So it's all me. I'm the thorn that has to, leave the country every 90 days. But we enjoy traveling. We do have my mother-in-law, who is disabled, so we are limited to where we can go and what we can do, because we have to keep that in consideration. But overall, I hope this video has helped give you some kind of shed a light on what the process is. Just understand it does take time. It is not quick. You're dealing with the government, and just be prepared. You got to make multiple trips. So if you say you live in Esteli, that's one of the towns going north. Thank you, finally remembered it. So if you have to go to, say you're in Esteli and you want to live there, which it's northern, it's cooler, it's a lot more mountainous. That's where all you get like the tobacco and the coffee. Those are real prevalent up there. You're gonna have to travel 3.5 hours to Managua. So if you have to go back and forth, the immigration office in Esteli says, nope, you got to go to Managua. You got to do that. Or I do know where you can take your documents to, say, Esteli, or even here in Messiah, and for a small fee, I don't know what it is, like 10 or 15 cordovas, they'll ship it to Managua. And then once it's done in Managua, they'll ship it back. So there's that option. So to wrap it up, I would go the route of getting residency compared to citizenship. All right, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.